What do you say about Volquez's performance tonight, given everything on his mind? And
I thought it was phenomenal. You know, he gave up, you know, a home run to Granderson in the first inning on a changeup that was kind of up in the zone, and then for him to pitch the way that he pitched, get us through 6 innings. He had the bases loaded there, but what he did so well all year long was he limited the damage and held them to 1 run. It was just a phenomenal performance by him. But, you know, you look at our performances, Volke was unbelievable. Herrera with a 3-inning stint. He hadn't had one of those all year. And Hoach coming back on his 3rd day for 2 innings to get the win. And then Wade to close it out. Our pitching was absolutely unbelievably good.
And you look at Salvador Perez's performance, especially with your background as a catcher,
right,
and his ability to stay in there despite taking foul tips off, it seems, every body part,
right,
and then still put up those numbers at the plate, helping the tying rally, the go-ahead rally.
He just had a phenomenal series. And I think if I had one regret the whole playoffs was that I had to pinch run for Sal there in that inning. But it opened up the door for us to score 5. I really wish that Sal could have been out there to, you know, jump in Wade's arm, you know, when we got that final out.
Couple more, if there's anything tonight. Okay.
You talk about your club, the way you endured from last year and the way you just built into this year in the championship.
Well, you know, last year was such a hard defeat for us in Game 7, and everybody came to spring training, I mean, as determined of a group that I've ever seen, that they were going to get back and they were going to finish the deal this time. So from day one, there was no doubt in my mind that they wouldn't accomplish it. There was no doubt in their mind that they wouldn't accomplish it. And the cool thing about this team is everything they set out to accomplish, they did. You know, they wanted to win the division. They won it by 11 games. They wanted to win home field advantage for the playoffs. They did. They wanted to win the World Series. They did. So, I mean, it's just a special, special group that doesn't come around very often.
Standing back here.
For you personally this year, after going through losing in 7 last year, did this moment of winning it live up to what you thought it would be?
Well, yeah, of course it does. You know, like I said before the game, this is my 8th World Series. I've lost 7 of them. So to be able to win this is very, very special with this group of guys, with their character, with their heart, with their passion, with the energy that they bring every single day. I mean, they leave everything on the field. It was very, very special to be able to watch these kids grow up from A-ball to AA to AAA, get to the big leagues, go through their struggles, have their successes, go through their struggles, and develop to the point where they're world champions is extremely satisfying.
One more? Okay, over here.
I guess quite simply, who is Christian Colon, and what were his emotions like, you know, coming off the field after the inning in which he gives you guys the World Series?
I mean, you can imagine his emotions, but, you know, he's a guy that last year we took off the World Series roster because he broke his finger, and we didn't think that he was throwing well. This year, we kept him on, and the reason we kept him on because we felt as a staff, as an organization, that he was a clutch-type player. He's a winner, and you put him in a situation, and he's going to give you everything that he's got. And for him to come through tonight and get the big hit was just, it was special. For Hoach, who's been through Tommy John surgery, been here from the beginning, to, you know, be on the mound to get that last out and get the win in Game 5 to make us world champions, for me, was special. So you kind of celebrate as a manager all those little achievements that are so special.
Buster?
Ed, what'd you say to Dayton Moore when you saw him afterward?
It took me a long time to see him, you know, but I just hugged him, you know. You know, I thought back to when I was managing Milwaukee, and, you know, Dayton and I were in Atlanta together, and a good friend of ours, outfield coach named Jim Beecham, had passed away from cancer, and both of us were at the funeral. And I was managing Milwaukee at that time, and Dayton was a new GM in Kansas City. And I saw Dayton, you know, I shook his hand, they were looking for a manager, and I said, what are you looking for? And Dayton looked me square in the eye. I said, I'm looking for somebody just like you. So for us to be reunited and for us to accomplish this thing together is probably one of the greatest achievements of my life.
Ned, over here on the right.
Ned, I'm sorry if you answered this already, but how appropriate is it that you won tonight in the fashion in which you won? Coming back and grinding it out and using a guy who hasn't batted all month to get the game-winning hit.
Yeah, no, it wasn't very important. How appropriate? Okay, you got to forgive me because I don't hear so well anymore. You know what? It was our guys. You never count them out. And Harvey pitched, I mean, unbelievable. He had 4 pitches that he was throwing for strikes. Fastball, great curveball, great slider, great changeup. And for us to go into the 9th inning down 2, it never entered my mind that we were going to not score 2 or 3 to take the lead at that point. I mean, he was just dominating us up till then. But for our guys to go out and find a way to score 2 at that point, we felt great, and we've said it all along. If we can tie the game late in the game, we love our bullpen. We feel like our bullpen is going to be able to hold the fort until we can find a way to score. And Kelvin Herrera came in, did a great, superhuman job, 3 innings. I don't think he's pitched 3 innings all year. And Hoach, his 3rd straight day, come in giving us 2 great innings to get us to Wade. Again, it's just a team that never quits, never panics. They just find ways to win baseball games.
Okay, right here.
How happy are you for a guy like Alex Gordon, who's been here for so long, played on some not very good teams, and now,
Right.
After almost a decade of being one of the game's most underrated players, finally comes through and wins the World Series?
I'm extremely happy for Alex, and I told him and Hoach both, because both of those guys were here from the beginning, that I'm so happy for those guys. I couldn't have written a better script than Hoach getting the win for this game after everything he's been through, and for Alex, to finally endure everything that he's endured, become Gold Glover, All-Star, and to finally win a World Championship. Yeah, I'm extremely proud for both of those guys.